As you walked in, you noticed there are 3 groups, 1, 2, and 3. We are going to be divided up into 3 groups. Your teachers are going to handle that. And this is what we are going to do once we get there. So, there is a larger-than-life timeline created on your table. We've got the straight tape line down the middle. The 1950s is at the top. The 1960s is at the bottom. Then you got to put those pieces in sequential order with the yellow Post-it note up. Once you think you have your timeline in sequential order, 1950s, 1960s, your whole group has to agree and everybody has to raise their hand. That's acknowledging we got it together, come check, see if we're right. If only one person has their hand up, we're not coming to check. Did learn yesterday. Remember, the first thing we wrote on our timeline was Brown versus Board of Education. We watched that short little video. So, this bracket, will you bring home that point you made yesterday with the afternoon class of why things didn't seem so big in the very part of the 50s, but they got really big in the 60s?
Sure. So what we talked about was in our timelines. Our timelines don't start until the year 19.
Before we show this though, my block yesterday, in our timeline, we need to make sure we jot down a note or draw a picture that helps us remember the importance of Brown versus Board. So this is what I drew yesterday, and I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. I drew this to help me remember.
So think about Brown versus Board of Education and what Linda Brown had to do. So raise your hand and tell us, why did she draw what she drew for the Brown versus Board of Education?
Because she had to walk across the train tracks to get to the bus.
Yes. And something I didn't share with you yesterday, but you can draw whatever you want. I wrote this because the black school was 21 blocks from Linda's house. The white school was 7 blocks. Okay, pencils down so you can soak it all in.
Practices. This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. It ought to be possible, therefore, for American students of any color to attend any public institution they select without having to be backed up by troops.
So that is our president at the time who made a speech and said, listen people, equality is equality. If somebody sitting right beside you not doing the right thing, it gets a little frustrating. This is what happens.
Chaos and angry faces outside of Little Rock High School on September 4th, 1957 were evidence that the struggle for racial equality was far from over. The mob was against the court-ordered desegregation of their school.
This is how we do